So in other words, they're saying God's transgender. What God are they talking about is my question.
The Christian God. There's actually two pretty easy arguments you could make from the perspective of Christian systematic theology to show that God is indeed transgender or something very much like it. The first thing that you could say is that since God is immaterial, and since God pre-exists the creation of any society that might impose a gender socialization on God, then neither a gender essentialist nor a gender constructivist definition of gender applies to God. And since neither of these definitions of gender apply to God, then God is non-binary. If God is originally non-binary, but then comes to identify with masculine language in the Old Testament, or comes to take on a male nature in the New Testament, then God has transitioned. God has transitioned from non-binary to male. A second thing that you could say is that since all human beings, male and female, are made in the image of God, that whatever God's nature it is, it somehow must be able to reflect both masculine and feminine genders. That is to say, God is gender fluid. And if God is originally gender fluid, but comes to identify with masculine language in the Old Testament, or comes to take on a male nature in the New Testament, then God has transitioned. God has transitioned from being gender fluid to male. Either way, there's nothing cisgendered happening here at all. Perhaps more importantly, creators like this don't know anything about gender, and they don't know anything about the great diversity of mixed metaphors used about God's gender all throughout the Bible, which you can learn more about by watching my video number 53, Gendered Descriptions of God. Creators like this are simply choosing the most transphobic interpretations of the Bible possible, and when you have interpretive options in front of you, but you choose the transphobic option, then you're just a transphobic person. This is an immoral interpretation of the Bible.